Moin, moin, meine Damen und Herren. Und herzlich willkommen in
Moin,
die
moin, ladies and
Elbphilharmonie
gentlemen. A
hier
very
in
warm
Hamburg.
welcome to the Elbphilharmonie here in
Vor
Hamburg.
genau 21 Jahren hier auf
21
dem
years
alten
ago, here at the
Segelschiff Rickmann. Mein
old
Bruder
sailing
Willi und
boat
ich, wir haben
Rickman,
einen Profivertrag unterschrieben
my brother
mit einer
Willi and I
Ambition,
signed a
die
professional
Weltbeschlägerin
contract, and we had the ambition to conquer the world of
Weltmeisterschaften
heavyweight boxing,
gleichzeitig
to get the world championship titles at the same
Erfolg war
time.
ganz wichtig für uns.
Success was the driving
Genauso wie
force
für
for
uns
us.
alle hier,
It's important to all of us.
Elbphilharmonie sitzen,
To
ganz
all of
wichtig
us
ist,
being
und
here
auch
at the
für die
Elbphilharmonie
Zuschauer
today, it's
around
important
the
to you,
world
it's
and
important to the
millions around the
people
world,
who are watching us
die
around
uns
the
in einer
world. Millions of people are
Live-Übertragung
watching us
durch die
thanks to a
Kanäle,
live
Social Media
stream, thanks to the channels of social media. They can observe, they are observing what's happening today.
Der Kern, der uns bewegt.
Success is the
Wir sind
core
jetzt
that has driven
aber
us
wenn man
to
allein
reach our
unterwegs
goals.
ist, kann
But
man
if
das
you're
nicht schaffen.
embarking on that path on your own, you cannot achieve all that. If you play a violin alone, it will never sound as if you did that with an entire orchestra. So everyone takes part, and we need this, we need our companions. And I'm so glad to have had such a companion for the entire life, and that is my brother Vitaly, who's also with us
Wir
today.
haben uns gegenseitig motiviert,
We have motivated each other,
Herausforderungen vorbereitet.
we have prepared ourselves to tackle the challenges, and
Ich habe auch
we
mir
achieved it.
Gedanken gemacht, wie
I also
kann
thought
ich
about
eine Marke so nennen,
how I can
genauso
fill
wie ein
a
Schiff, der
brand
hier
with life,
an Elbphilharmonie vorbeischwimmt.
like
Weil man sagt auch,
a
man nennt
boat
es so,
that
wie
is
es
sailing
später.
down
Habe ich
the
mir Gedanken gemacht,
Elbe River.
was
I
kann es
thought
sein?
about this.
Ist das
What
Dr.
can I
Steel?
do? Is it
Oder
Dr.
was anderes?
Steelhammer or is it something else?
Nein. Nach langem Überlegen, ich bin das
I have thought about this for quite some time.
direkt vor meinen Augen. Meine
And
Füße.
then
Nimm
I
das.
realized it. It's
Und das
just
ist der Name.
before me.
Familienname
It's
für unsere Familie.
my own name. It's my last name, the name of my family, Klitschko.
Das ist der Schiff, der gerade
That's
sich
the
auf eine
boat
neue Reise vorbereitet.
that is preparing itself for a new
Ein
trip.
Grundstein.
And I want to present
Milestone.
the foundation to you today,
Die für uns
Milestone.
ganz wichtig ist.
This
Unsere Familie
is
ganz wichtig, der hat
a
auch
brand that
bestimmte
is very
Werte.
important to me, to my family, and it is based on certain values. Confidence.
Die Marke hat auch nicht nur einen neuen Look, sondern
This
auch einen
brand
Klang.
has not only received a new look, but also a new sound.
Und Look,
Look and sound
so wie die Welt uns das
is very important,
angibt. Und was gibt uns die Welt an?
and look and sound
Digitalisierung
adjusted
ist eine
to
wichtige
the
Teil davon.
world. And the world
Meine
is
Damen und
giving
Herren,
us certain things like
herzlich willkommen
digitization. Digitization is a very
in der
important
Welt,
part
in
of
der
it.
digitale Welt,
Ladies and gentlemen, a
Welt,
very warm
Marke
welcome to this new world
willkommen zu meinem
digitization where the brand of Klitschko is successful.
To me, true success means facing your challenges. It keeps me going. It's my motto. It's within me. It's in my DNA. And just like DNA, success is a code. I have decoded success and want to share it with you. Over a quarter century in sports talk, it's about two things: brain and power. The perfect match for sustainable success. Think positive, concentrate, coordinate, keep on going, be focused, stay obsessed. Let me share my methods with you. Let me help you succeed, because you can do it too. Because you are the driving force. The code in the Klitschko brand's new design is a symbol of sustainable success. And it's also my personal promise to the world that I will pass on. I cracked my own code so that it could help others as well. Be part of the movement. In this digital world, you have to have representation of your brand, and the best representation is your website. So that was the idea of people that build it, rebuild it, and of course, this website is something very special because I show through this website to the world what brand Klitschko stands for, its philosophy and methods. Klitschko Ventures is the roof of the brand Klitschko, with all its assets in it. Together, we can achieve much more. So Klitschko Ventures is a lie for sharing success. Together, we're the driving force.
The idea behind my innovative app is decoding success. The Klitschko app scans and decodes codes generated especially for the Klitschko brand to reveal personal messages from myself and my allies. Each code unlocks a new voice or text message, photo, video, or website.
The key to successful challenge management is my formula. The complex interaction between concentration, coordination, flexibility, and endurance. My motivation is simple. I have collected experience in sport and of course created methods. Thanks to science, I have learned how to put a lot of knowledge, compact and together. And I have created methods of challenge management that helps people to succeed in their life. A lot of us have a lot of problems, so I don't want to hear problems. I want to have challenges. I want to teach you to have challenges in life. So challenge management is fun to get things done and knock out the problems. I don't know problems, I know challenges. Aside from this study course, I founded Center of Competence to research with two scientists which are making their PhD work about challenge management and doing it and turning it from the theory and practical examples a scientific law where you can approach the challenges and of course create success out of those challenges. Things in life happening for a reason sometimes, as it happened with University St. Gallen and Institute Customer Insight. We talked about the idea of study course, which called Challenge Management, Change Innovation and Self-Management. It was love from first sight. In this study course, Challenge Management, you learn two things at once. The theory from the professors of the University St. Gallen. On the other hand, from my side, where you have practical standpoint with all the experts sharing their experience in business and their life. The participants, the executives need to understand that they are the driving force. Title of the book, Challenge Management, What Executives Can Learn from Top Athlete. And that's exactly what this book stands for. The foundation of it is my life story. And I'm really proud and happy that global CEO of SAP, Bill McDermott, is in this book with the foreword. On the other hand, afterwards, one of the best men in the world, and that is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold is the best example of facing new career in their life, how not to be afraid of the next step. This book, Challenge Management, for sure will make you stronger and smarter.
Wie ihr das gerade mitbekommen habt, decoding success ist ganz wichtig.
Decoding
Und auch
success
für
is very
mich
important, as we just shown to you.
at Wembley Stadium am
And my
29.
fight
April eine
at the
neue
Wembley
Dimension
Stadium on the
gegeben.
29th of April has added a new
Ich habe
definition
zwar
of
vielleicht nicht den Titel
success.
gewonnen,
I might
aber
not
der
have
Erfolg
taken
hat
home the
mir auch
title with me, but I did
Ich
have
habe
some
noch nie so viel gewonnen
success.
beim Verlieren, kann man auch so
I've
sagen.
never won so much
Also,
during a defeat,
man braucht
actually.
auch manchmal
So sometimes
definieren,
you
neu
need
deklarieren
to redefine,
und das, was man heute gesehen
re-decode
hat,
success.
lange überlegen,
And what you
wie
just
man
saw
das
here,
dekodieren kann am besten.
we have thought
Wie das
about how to decode.
Barcode. Von
And
Barcodes
you
werden
can do
viele
that
gehen,
with
ich werde das
codes, from
einfach nicht bekommen.
barcodes. So when I say code, I mean
Hat zu tun mit der
barcodes.
Digitalisierung. Und es gibt
Codes,
natürlich
that's to
bei
do
uns
with
im Land
digitization.
ein Unternehmen, der global agiert.
And we have a very
Das ist die
global
Telekom.
company
Ich habe
here in
einen
Germany, and that
Key-Speaker
is the
hier.
German Telecom. I have a
Hagen.
key speaker
Ich
with
freue
us
mich auf
today,
dich.
Hagen.
Hagen Rickmann, Geschäftsführer,
Hagen Rickmann is the
Geschäftskunden,
managing director of the
Telekom.
business clients
Bitte,
department at
komm
the
zu uns.
German company of Telecom. Hagen, please come on stage.
Sie arbeiten seit vielen Jahren erfolgreich als Unternehmer und
You have
Partner
worked
der
very
Deutschen
successfully
Telekom,
as
Menschen
a
dazu bewegen,
managing director at
sich
Telecom
fit für die
because
Herausforderungen
you
des
make
digitalen Zeitalters
people
zu machen.
to tackle challenges of today's world. Well, as an entrepreneur, as a family person, as an athlete, I've always used digitization in my day-to-day life. Mr. Rickman, would you get treatment from Dr. Klitschko? Well, not in a boxing fight. We cancel this today, by the way. That's the combination the German Telecom wants to use, and it wants to connect this to technological competence, and that is the reason why we forged this partnership. But of course you can coach me.
Ja, wir haben schon einiges erlebt auf
So we
der
have
Bühne. Jetzt ist das
experienced
nächste Mal
many
heute
things on stage. This is yet another time for us on stage. What is important for SMEs to be ready for this world digitization? First, let me tell you that this is a wonderful event. The movies are breathtaking. SMEs are the backbone of the German economy. More than 50% is generated by SMEs. And I think we can therefore say that we can be very proud what the SMEs have achieved here in Germany. You can be proud as an athlete. We can be proud as entrepreneurs. And digitization has played an important role. Why does the German Telecom advance this topic together with you? Well, because we see this as a huge potential. SMEs need to first see the technical challenges, to embrace these technical challenges. That's the first part of successful digitalization, just as in challenge management, because this is a challenge. But the second step is to develop the cognitive capacities to integrate this topic into your everyday life, to implement this. That's the next challenge, to implement the technologies and to turn this into an opportunity to really do the things. And then the last challenge in digitalization is to take the first step, to muster the courage as an entrepreneur, as you're doing it today. This is your second big step, to really do this and to be successful again, to remain a champion, to remain a successful company and embrace victories and defeats. Well, yes, sometimes you lose, but in the end, you learn from that. There are some SMEs present today, and they might say, no, everything just runs smoothly. Why do we need to be fit for this new era of digitization? I mean, it's great if you're a world leader and everything runs smoothly, growth is okay, profits are fine. Then you might tend to ignore the challenges. Cash flow is perfect, I had the recognition I want from my company and brand, and then of course you can be satisfied. But that's the first big mistake you can make as a boss. You have to be alert what's happening on the market, and you have to be ready to understand the customer's necessities. I mean, these are things you can read in the newspapers every day, but these are things we realize, we live with every day, with our smartphones, with our laptops. So things are happening. This technology is disruptive. And the same was true for the opportunities. Josef Schumpeter talked about this in the 20th century. He said that this is a power of creativity, but strong, successful entrepreneurs, I'm convinced of this, see these opportunities and they can never rest on their laurels. They have to think about focusing on their customers. How can we improve a process, a customer's experience every day? And only by doing this can we maintain our potential, can we maintain our role as world leaders. We thought we are in a very safe place. You know, SMS services, you know what this is. And then a couple of years ago, we heard the term WhatsApp. So we thought, oh yeah, that's a robust business. We could maybe earn some pennies with it. And we thought that we were in a safe situation, and maybe we did rest on our laurels. And then we had WhatsApp. We had maybe 50 people working on it. And then within a couple of years, this WhatsApp actually destroyed the SMS business and added a real value for the users. So you have to embrace new perspectives. You have to be aware of what comes after this and how can we embrace the challenges to redefine ourselves. This is a big challenge to us, to question the challenges over and over again. And to what extent is digitalization just an issue for the bosses? Well, I do think the bosses are the father of successes and the captain. Same was true for boats. So the CEOs have to take the first step. To us, this topic ranks very high on our agenda. You also do this for Klitschko management. You focus on this topic. This topic takes center stage. So you take this first step. You're very courageous and you transport a message based on the last 20, 30 years of your success. You're asking yourself, how can I use this to be successful again? Only you can make this first step, but I think digitalization starts in our heads or in the CEO's heads. So as a CEO, as a boss, you have to muster the courage to take that first step, because if you don't do that, you stagnate. And in boxing, we say that your competitors knock you out. Yes, and that's what's happened with the telecom, with the SMS services in round 8. Suddenly we were knocked out. It wasn't that bad because we still had some asses up our sleeves. But in the end, telecom had to learn from this. The entire management had to learn from this. And a knockout can happen, but of course this is something you don't want. Of course not. The Deutsche Telekom is digitizing itself, and this is something you deal with in your private life too. I mean, we have all these toys at home, smartphones, for instance. I also use these gadgets, and digitalization is a topic I have to deal with too. What's your favorite toy? Well, Sonos. Most of you know that. But the decisive experience to me, you know that story. That's why you're asking this question. Well, I have to be cautious, otherwise you will knock me out. But the decisive experience, the turning point, was when I took a colleague home with me and I told my wife that a colleague will come home to us soon. She's very intelligent, very smart, very beautiful, and she knows all the answers to my questions, and she learns new stuff all the time, and her name is Alexa. And these 3 phrases really did the trick. My wife was really pissed, and when I then took Alexa home with me, she was calm, but she was still skeptical, because my wife said, okay, it's good that she has all the answers, and I love the fact that she's made of plastic, but does she ever stop listening? And that made me think. So that's my favorite toy. but I'm still in control of the off button,
Hagen, ich muss auch dir
which is very
ehrlich
important.
sagen, ich bin wahnsinnig stolz,
I am
dass die
so
Marke
proud
Klitschko
that
mit
the
der Deutschen
brand
Telekom
Klitschko
gemeinsam geht.
cooperates with
Es ist ein
the
Weggefährte,
Deutsche
den man
Telekom.
einfach sich nicht mal vorstellen kann und nur davon träumen
It is a
kann.
very
Ich
valuable
möchte mich
companion
dafür bedanken, dass du
you
heute
can
da
only
bist.
dream of, so I want to thank you so
Wir werden
much for
uns
being
jetzt
here today.
natürlich mit der Präsentation weitergehen. Ich möchte dich bedanken.
Now we
Wir
want
werden uns
to
definitiv noch einiges umsetzen. Und
continue
wir
with
haben
our agenda, and I want to
einiges
thank
vorgenommen.
you.
Ganz herzlichen
We
Dank,
have so
Wladimir.
many more
Es ist toll, hier
targets
zu
we want to
sein.
achieve, so
Danke.
thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Die allererste Unternehmen, der vor vielen Jahren,
The first
2013, von
company
Vittel und mir gegründet worden.
that was founded by Bittel and me in 2013 is also something I want to present to you. So watch the video.
In the year 2003, Vitaly and I started K2. It was important for us to steering wheel our career with our own hands, because we're the moving force. A lot of things were going on the way we wanted, so we changed the way we wanted. I'm really proud that in the history of the company of 14 years, we have been working with such amazing athletes and stars of the sport as Gennady Golovkin, Cecilia Brækhus, Alexander Usyk. K2's philosophy is to wake up hidden talents, create it, develop it, and bring it up to the bigger audience. KMG is a marketing and event company with experience in over a decade and has staged many events and developed talents as well. So the philosophy of KMG is to make sports stars, the sport and its fans bigger and more present than they are. I'm sure that everyone is a driving force and can accomplish in life anything by using brain and power.
Ich möchte auch sehr gern vorstellen den nächsten Weggefährten
I want
der
to
Marke,
present the
und
next
das ist
companion to
Bernd
you.
Leukert,
It is
Mitglied
Bernd
des Vorstands
Leukert,
der
member
SAP
of the executive board of
Produkt- und Innovation.
SAP Products and
Bernd, bitte auf die
Innovation.
Bühne.
Bernd, please come on stage.
Grüße dich, moin moin. Wie man auch auf diese Bilder gerade gesehen hat,
As you can see here on the
uns
pictures,
verbindet auch vor kurzem
there's something
ein
that
Event,
unites us.
Sapphire in Orlando, der ganz globale
We
Event. Also heute
went
wissen
to
wir
Orlando
vielleicht,
just several weeks ago.
500 Menschen, 1000 Menschen, weiß ich nicht, kann ich nicht
500,
aufzählen. Aber auf
I don't
jeden
know,
Fall-
1,000
auf jeden
people.
Fall,
How many people are
bei
here today?
Sapphire in Orlando,
But we
ich hab
went to
präsentiert
Sapphire. I
das Challenge
did a
Management von
presentation
20.000
there. I
Menschen.
presented challenge
Ich habe
management
das
to
schon mal gehabt,
20,000
im großen Raum,
people.
aber
It was a
20.000 Menschen. Das war
big
unglaublich.
audience,
Das war eine tolle
20,000
Erfahrung.
people.
Vielen
It
Dank
was
auch für die
unbelievable and a
Einladung.
great
Ich möchte
experience.
Sie
Thank you
fragen,
so much for
warum
extending the
eigentlich Menschen da
invitation.
draußen brauchen Design
Why
Thinking?
do people need design thinking? Can you tell me that? Vladimir, first I want to thank you for speaking to you, to your audience on behalf of SAP, when you launched the brand of Klitschko. You mentioned Sapphire. You only counted the people in this room, but you forgot the thousands of people following this event on social media as today. I think it's more than 100,000 now. Why design thinking? In more than 45 years, we have realized that the digitalization of companies is important. But what can SAP contribute so that our customers are successful? Because only with successful customers can SAP be successful. Together with Hasso Plattner, our founder, and his institute, the Hasso Plattner Institute, and the Stanford University, we developed a method of design thinking. It advances in structured process steps, and it unleashes a maximum space for creativity, for creative thoughts coming from us. Small children are creative, but when we grow up, we are limited by norms and boundaries. So we need to unleash this creative thinking again for companies. And on this foundation, we need to develop new solutions to, in the end, help our customers be successful. That sounds very exciting, but how does design thinking actually work? I brought along some pictures. Maybe we can take a look at the pictures. Just some impressions, and then I can say some words on it and explain to you how we can promote creativity. What you just saw aren't just processes that make free thinking possible, but they shape spaces for creativity that in the end enable creative mindsets. You can have diverse teams, different mindsets, and on this foundation you can unleash a process that consists of 6 steps. The first step is observing. Why observing? Well, to get to the next step, to be able to understand the nature of the problem or challenge, and then during the third step, you get a point of view of every single team member in that given space, and then you can develop prototypes and then test these prototypes later. Therefore, we generated app houses that enable these zones of creativity for us, for our customers, and for our partners. And that enables us to take another step, which you did when you founded your company. You didn't take that step alone, but you relied on strong partners right from the start. So therefore, the SAP company is very proud to be a strong and reliable partner for Klitschko. You just mentioned challenge management. Why do we connect challenge management and design thinking? We started this together 4 weeks ago in Orlando. Design thinking is a method to break through barriers and walls, geographical boundaries, but also boundaries that we have in our brains. We need to break through these frontiers and be able to create solutions, which we then have to embed in our environment. Otherwise, we will rebuild these walls again. So we have design thinking to generate solutions, complemented by challenge management to help us implement this great idea and integrate this into a new business model, to be able to implement this successfully in your business environment. That's true. And that brings me to my next question. That was rocket science, but now let's go back to real life. Do you like to play with Lego bricks?
sehr viel Lego privat gespielt.
Yes, I did that.
Zu einer
A
Zeit,
lot.
da haben wir uns noch nicht gekannt.
And I did that in a time when we
in unserem Wohnzimmer.
hadn't met yet. We had Lego castles at home, and I also did that with my brother. Mark, my son, is with me
Haben
today.
wir der Kreativität bereits im
And then I also have a daughter named
Kleinkindalter viel
Laura.
Raum gelassen.
And we really wanted our children to be creative and to have the necessary space to be creative.
Zu Hause
But this creativity that my children learned at home in a very playful manner should also shape our everyday life.
Leben der Menschen zu verbessern.
And it can be connected to SAP's mission to improve the life of everyone. These Lego bricks can teach us so much, and we as a company want to give something back to humankind. In Germany, or actually in the entire world, so many people have cancer, and oncology and all the other medical faculties are forced to go through the FDA approval process. But we, from a design thinking mindset, have found it out that the human DNA can also be used, and the possibilities of chemotherapy can be improved with the help of technology. A doctor has to take decisions in a couple of minutes because they have to go to the next patient. And together with ASCO, the American Society of Cancer and Oncology, we could ascertain that a patient was treated with chemotherapy in 2007, but based on this person's personal DNA, this therapy was doomed to fail. We could also prove why the second round of chemotherapy wasn't successful either. The third round led to some healing, and then the cancer got back and metastasized in this person, and then the doctor thought, well, if it worked out the last time, it has to work again this time. But some cells went through a mutation process, and this is just a small example as to how we can use Lego bricks and design thinking for this world digitization and make the life of every single person more livable. So Lego is just a huge piece, but it might be a big contribution for humankind. Innovation is so important, and society's responsibility is important to give something back. But before I want to start the next film and the next presentation, I want to talk about the Klitschko Foundation and its mission to give something back. But let me ask a short question, very important question. You just downloaded the Klitschko Code app because I told you so. Now you have it on your smartphone? Yes, I have it. Get your smartphone. So once you leave this room, you see a wall with different barcodes. Now press Klitschko app. So let's try to scan this. So it seems to work. What does it say? It says Klitschko. Okay. It said Klitschko using my voice. Tried it again. It says Klitschko. So we did some experiments, and I thought about the perfect logo for Klitschko, because there are different products, different symbols that companies use. SAP also uses symbols. But I think when it comes to emotions, it also makes us great partners, not just because we cooperate in St. Gallen and this university. There are so much more opportunities to pass on information to the people. So this was a very important topic I wanted to talk about with you. So thank you for being my guest. Thank you for being here. You are a busy businessman, so thank you so much for taking the time to come here, and thank you for being our partner. Thank you, Vladimir. Thank you for having me.
Zurückgeben ist ganz wichtig.
Giving something
Klitschko
back
Foundation
is pivotal.
Ist vor
And the
14
Klitschko
Jahren,
Foundation
in diesem Jahr feiern wir 15. Jahr.
was founded 14 years ago,
Und wir haben einige Projekte geschafft.
and
Viel
we have implemented some great projects.
The story of Klitschko Foundation is very deep and very important. Klitschko Foundation, reflecting our ambitions to give something back. The core of the Klitschko Foundation is giving support for children in need in two areas, sport and education. Two topics that Vitaly and I know so well, how important it is in life. The organization functions so well for the past 15 years and over 500,000 children so far. Dream big and fight for your dreams. I love mirrors reflecting you, because you is part of us. It's a place to charge your batteries before you're going to set up your next challenge. Before any need or question that are going to come up from the client, people in our service at that hotel know exactly how to handle it and what answer needs to be delivered. It's all about this community feeling and about lifestyle that every person at the Love Mirrors represents in its character, imagination, and expectation as well. I was never satisfied with the regular. That's why I started from scratch. We took materials that know no compromise. We freed ourselves from ballast and focused only on what counts. I used all my experience gained in the ring and the skills of the best to put them into one shoe, to give what I've learned in over a quarter century to you.
Ihr habt gerade diesen Werbespot gesehen, wo
You
ich zum
just
ersten
saw
Mal
the
Testimonial
spot
geworden
where
für mein
I
eigenes Produkt,
became a
den ich
testimony for the very first time. It was for one of my own
Da gibt es auch
products.
viele Parallelen. Als ich in dem Porsche Museum war, dann
When
habe
I
ich ein
went to the
Zitat gesehen.
Porsche Museum, I saw the following
Zitat von Ferry
statement.
Porsche.
It
Am
was a
Anfang
statement by Ferry
schaute ich mich
Porsche.
um,
At the beginning, I
konnte
was
aber
just
den Wagen,
taking a
von
look
dem ich
around, but I
träumte,
could
nicht
not
finden.
find the
Also
car I was dreaming
beschloss
of.
ich,
So
mir
therefore, I
selbst
decided to build my own car.
Ziemlich ähnliche Geschichte, was die
That's a
Boxschütze betrifft.
very impressive statement.
Ich möchte vorstellen, den nächsten Weggefährten und auch den
I want to
Repräsentanten,
present the next companion to you
mit dem uns
and the next
verbindet
representative,
vieles,
and we have quite some
genauso
things
mit
in
dem Brand,
common.
aber vor allem diese
We also have
Passion,
things in common with Bernd, but
wahren Sinn des
this
Wortes,
passion
richtige Kämpfer zu sein.
is something that unites us.
Uwe
We want to
Hück,
be
jetzt
fighters.
soll ich das lange
Uwe
deutsche Wort
Hück
von 31 Buchstaben mal aussprechen.
is our next presenter, and he is the chairman of the General and Group Works Council and deputy chairman of the supervisory board at the Porsche company. Uwe, please come on stage. He's also a fighter. He's also a boxer.
Zum zweiten oder dritten Mal gegen
And just
meinen
recently,
Gegner,
he
White
fought
Buffalo.
White Buffalo for, I think, the third time.
Die Welt ist schnelllebig geworden, sagen viele.
The world is changing at a breathtaking
Nichts ist
pace.
mehr wie
That's
früher,
what many people
sagen
say.
viele.
Nothing is
Alles
what
wird
it used to be.
komplizierter,
That's what
sagen
many people
viele.
say. And they also say that things are getting more and more complicated.
Die Welt ist faszinierender geworden,
The
sagen
world
wir.
has become more and more
Wir
fascinating.
starten den
That's what
Tag
we
mit
say.
links. Eben auf Porsche-Art.
We start the
Wir
day
lassen unseren Tag
very
nicht
easily
vom
because that's
Alltag
the
bestimmen
Porsche style. Everyday life is not
und
what
überlassen
dictates
das
our everyday
Multitasking
life.
unserem Sportwagen.
And multitasking is something
Wir
our
machen
sports
aus
car
zäh
should do.
fließenden Momenten wieder Gänsehaut.
Boring
Und aus
situations
Business-Terminen
are
wahre
exciting
Events.
situations for us, and boring business appointments are
Wir
true
surfen
events
auf
for
einem
us.
Strom aus Informationen
We are
und
riding a
Adrenalin.
flow of information and adrenaline.
Und sind unserem Porsche näher als je zuvor.
And we're so close to our own Porsche. Closer than ever.
Wir starten unseren Roadtrip durchs World Wide
We're
Web
starting our
und
road
nehmen
trip
das
through the World Wide Web,
Highspeed-Internet beim
and we
Wort,
take high-speed internet with us,
damit wir jeden Tag aufs Neue feststellen,
so
das sind
we
die
can
besten 24
ascertain
Stunden unseres
every
Lebens.
day that these are the best 24 hours of our
Porsche
life.
Connect.
Porsche Connect. Great presentation. There are different brands, different cars from Porsche. Porsche Boxer. We have Boxer Uwe Hück here with us. You fought Franz Bode and White Buffalo. So you really try to maintain your fitness despite your age. But age is just a number. And I mean, when it comes to my athletic career, I'm almost retiring, but not yet. I also have some questions to you. I mean, Porsche is a very strong brand, very athletic brand. Why do Porsche and Klitschko fit so well together? Well, Porsche and Klitschko are winners, but very modest winners, which is very important. I mean, Porsche really wants to be modest. We want to be grounded despite our success. So we're a real spoiler when it comes to success. But what is very important for Klitschko too is that you and your brother Vitaly really stand your ground. You have your opinion, and the same holds true for Porsche. For 15 years we have managed to build intergalactic vehicles. We have made successful cars, fast cars. You are also very fast. But we are very modest, we are down to earth, and that's what makes us so successful in the end. You came here with a shuttle service, the new Panamera. It's unbelievable. It's a long version, so many touch screens, high-tech everywhere. More than in an airplane, I was told. And that is because digitalization is a storm. And every industry has to adjust itself. You are great partners. You are really great when it comes to high-tech with Thilo Kozlowski. And he makes the Porsche brand even faster, even better, and even more digital. I know that you brought with you a message from him.
Hallo und schöne Grüße nach Hamburg.
Good morning.
Für Klitschko steht im Mittelpunkt die digitale Erlebniswelt.
Digitalization
Auch bei Porsche
is
haben wir ganz klar erkannt,
at the
dass die
center for
digitale
Klitschko,
Transformation
and
ein
also at
zentrales
Porsche
Element
we
unserer
realized
Strategie
that
ist.
the
Wir haben für uns
digital
ganz klar auch definiert, dass
method
wir in
has to take
Zukunft
center
viel
stage.
stärker diese Innovation, die die Digitalisierung
We have to
für
embrace
uns
the
nutzen
innovations that come along with
möchten unsere Produkte
digitalization.
noch spannender, noch
We want to
aufregender
make our
machen.
products
Wir
even
möchten
more
ganz neue Dinge
exciting.
anbieten, die sogar
And
über
we
das
want to
Fahrzeug
offer
hinausgehen.
new things that go
Künstliche
beyond the
Intelligenz
actual car.
oder auch eine
Artificial
letztendlich kontextuelle
intelligence
Intelligenz
or
wird
a
für uns eine
contextual
neue
intelligence
Einflusseinheit
will
sein.
be a new
Genauso wichtig ist für uns
performance
letztendlich auch,
measure.
dass wir uns vernetzen mit anderen
And we also
Firmen,
have to
mit Innovatoren
connect
weltweit.
ourselves
Aus
with
diesem
other
Grund haben wir auch
companies
vor
or
2 Wochen
agencies the
ein
world
neues
over.
Office gegründet in
Therefore,
Silicon
we
Valley. Dort habe ich die letzten 20 Jahre
established a new
verbracht.
office at the
Und wir möchten
Silicon
genau
Valley 2
dieses
weeks
Office
ago,
nutzen,
where
um
I'd
diese
worked
neuen
20
Innovationen für
years.
uns zu gewinnen,
We want
mit
to
einer
use this
Can-Do-Attitude
momentum
zu
for
nutzen,
new
um sie auch
innovations,
ganz
for
neu
this
auf
new
Werte zu
can-do
bringen.
attitude,
In
to
diesem
offer our
Sinne, viel
customers
Erfolg und einen
new
schönen Abend nach
products.
Hamburg.
Having said that, every success and enjoy. Thanks for that message. We will enjoy today. We have talked about digitalization a lot. together with you and Oliver Blumer, your CEO, I went to the Porsche works, and it was incredible to see what you built there. But it's also incredible to see how motivated your employees really are and how you treat them. I mean, you address each other on a first-name basis, very informal. It's very relaxed, and I was very impressed to see this, because you cannot ignore the human dimension when talking about computers, machines, programs, but everything is done for people. So we are part and parcel in this. You also have a foundation, the Uwe Hück Foundation, and I know that it is very important to you to support the children. And we will meet again in a couple of weeks' time. The company Porsche and Klitschko as a brand, and we can talk about Klitschko as a brand because today we are laying the cornerstone. We know that we could not do this without our fans. Fans is a very important topic. It's the fans, it's our employees, it's our colleagues, it's the athletes. These are very decisive aspects. Before we come to our next video, I want to thank you for being here. You are also a busy man, so therefore I really appreciate that you took the time to come here, and I'm so glad to have this cooperation. Yes, I can only thank you. You're also an intergalactic human being.
I can't imagine to perform without fans. Whatever you do, you need people to watch and observe how you develop your talent, how you show it. The goal of Klitschko Fan Club is to create brain and power. That's what helps people to achieve anything in life. Klitschko Museum, that was established by the fan club, is something very meaningful. We hope that Klitschko Museum will provide for the future generations great motivation to achieve their goals in sport as in life. I'm so thankful to the fans around the world for being loyal and give us athletes great motivation to perform at our best. It really doesn't matter, you're a fan or an athlete. The important message is you're the driving force.
Es ist unglaublich.
It's
Das ist der
unbelievable.
Ringboden von
That's
Kampf
the
in Hamburg
canvas of
gegen
a
David
bout
Hay.
that
Und es
was
liegt
scheduled here in
in
Hamburg
dem,
against David Hay.
Klitschko Museum, der von
You
Klitschko
can
Fans
see this as an exhibit at the
etabliert
Klitschko
wurden,
Museum,
gemacht wurden. Wir haben
established
die
by
Gegenstände
fans.
sozusagen gegeben,
They collected
gegeben. Und die
these
Partnerschaften in
exhibits
Bad
and then
sind so
gave
alt,
it to
dass
us
sie
or
auch
the
sogar ins
museum.
Museum
And I think this partnership is also so old it could be an exhibit in a museum. We have worked together for 10 years.
Es gibt so viele Events.
There are so many things that we have in common, so many events where you helped us as a partner, as a sponsor.
Sponsor wegnehmen, weil das irgendwie so ein bisschen vielleicht einseitig klingt.
I don't want to use that term sponsor anymore because it sounds so lopsided.
Nicht nur Testimonial,
McFit, well, we have
sondern auch mit dem
testimonials,
Gründer.
and we have so many things in common with its founder.
Ich liebe die Geschichte.
I love
So
this
raffiniert
story.
war der Rainer Schaller. Als er den ersten McFit,
Rainer Schaller was
die weltweit agierendes Unternehmen,
very intelligent, very smart when he founded his first gym.
Millionen Kunden mit
And
verschiedenen
now
Marken, die bis jetzt aufgebaut wurden.
he has more than
Rainer hat den
1.5
ersten in
million
Würzburg, wo er
customers.
herkommt, aufgemacht und geschrieben hat,
Rainer opened
auch,
his first store in
McFit auch
Würzburg.
in Würzburg.
I was born,
Auch
and he wrote McFit also in
oder? Das ist der
Würzburg.
erste, aber spielt doch keine Rolle.
Why? Auch. I mean,
Diese
you also
Vision
find
muss man auch
McFit
haben,
here.
dass
So
man
you
dann
have to have this
diesen
vision.
weiten Sprung
to really take this gigantic leap and to advance your project. I want to thank Rainer so much for being here. And he founded the first McFit Studios, but now he is the CEO of McFit Global Group GmbH.
Ich habe das gerade angeschaut und ich muss ehrlich gesagt sagen, wie viele Menschen
Seeing
sind
these
schon zu mir
pictures
gekommen, Rainer,
makes me
und
smile.
gesagt haben,
So many people came to
die
me
McFit gehören doch euch.
and
Wer
asked
will
me,
noch Wladimir?
"You're the owners of McFit,
Diese
you
Werbung hat
in
so gut
Italy,
funktioniert, dass
right?"
man geglaubt hat, es gehört
So
uns.
this
Uns gehört
commercial
es
worked
nicht. Ich möchte
so
noch
well
einmal
that people
sagen,
thought that we are the actual
das ist der
owners.
Gründe.
We are not.
Aber
Here you see
diese
the
Frage
founder,
wollte ich
here you
schon
see
auch
the
damals
owner.
verstehen. Und du wolltest das unbedingt. Warum?
But
Möchtest
that's
du mit
something you
McFit
really
mit mir
wanted to do, to work with me and my brother. Why? First, let me thank you for inviting me. That's a huge honor. I think it was 10 years ago when we decided to look for a testimonial, so someone who is successful and someone who fits very well to our brand. And then you only have two options. You can ask an agency, then they have brainstorming sessions, and they have all these meetings where you, in the end, just lose a lot of money to get a lame solution. Or the other option, ask your members. That's what we do, because they never lie. They have the right feeling. And we did that in a digital manner. More than 10 people participated. We had two questions. The first question was, who's your athletic idol? And then the second question was, because we were a fitness studio, who looks good? And then you got the answer, Vladimir Vitali? Well, that was the combination, and you won. I was allowed to present this in Hamburg, but it came with a small deficit, because we asked our McFit members, who is your sports idol? And they mentioned both Klitschko brothers, but when it comes to the looks, you only came in second. And then I had to tell you that, and you asked, who came first? Who has the looks? And I said, Brad Pitt. And then we were at 21, 22. But then you were laughing and you said, okay, I can live with that. And then we forged this partnership. And it's been a very well-working partnership. And you just fit to our brand. And whenever you enter our studios, you see all these people turning around. They take a look at you. And yeah, people come to us. They want recommendations from you. They want your tips. And then another story, and we have to blame the advertising company for that. We had the Klitschko class, and in the end, Germany and Austria thought that you were the actual owners of the McFit Studios. But we just told you that, unfortunately, we're not the owners. You can buy it.
Ja, genau, Schnäppchen.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It will be definitely cheap. No, it will be not.
Ist Group geworden, also es gibt McFit.
So McFit is now a group.
Entschuldige, wenn ich irgendwas verpasst habe. Es gibt
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have High Five, you have McFit, you have John Reed,
Digitalisierung pur,
you have digitalization wherever you look.
Cyberobics, wo man
Cyberobics,
trainiert,
where you can
Nürnberg und trainiert man vor dem Fernsehen und oder
train,
kann
you
anschauen, wie die
can
anderen Straßen
lean
oder
back,
die
and then you can
Kid
watch
Hudson
other people training.
mitmacht.
You see
Unglaublich
Kid
fit.
Hudson,
Also für
she's
Männer und Frauen
incredibly
ist es
fit.
unglaublich, wie ihr und eure
More and more
Unternehmen mit
women.
Digitalisierung geht. Also
It's incredible to see how you embrace digitalization. It is so innovative. I've never seen another company in this line of business that is as innovative as you. So you really took a gigantic leap. But there's one thing you don't have yet, and I know that you're very convinced when it comes to this. It's something you really know that you have to do. It's mental fitness. We all believe in physical fitness, but you also believe in mental fitness as the next thing. Well, we are both sports businessmen, and I think it's a fallacy to believe that sports is only physical training. In the end, it's what's happening in your brain, and you also see that when you observe fights. So brain and power is a perfect match, and that makes you the perfect match. I've known you for many years, and all these ideas are great. It's not new, but it's just the logical consequence for you to wrap up all these ideas and combine them. So if you want to continue our partnership, just come to me. I'm convinced. There have been some companions, and you're one of my companions, and I'm looking forward to continuing the cooperation with you and your brand. We have quite some projects in the pipeline, and it will be great to implement all these projects. As I just mentioned, you embrace digitization, you're constantly checking your cell phone, you want to know how many people are inside your gyms, what are you doing, what are they up to, but what's the first step that you open in the morning? It's a Home Smart app. I can see everything that's happening at home. Why a home app? But I'm not at home all the time. I mean, you know that. I travel a lot. 20 years ago, when I started with this company, I had a small network. 7 years ago, our server burned down, and our service provider, unfortunately, didn't check the fuses. So we were suddenly left with nothing, no customers. We didn't have anything. But of course, we need the money to make ends meet. So that was a turning point where I realized that I could not do without digitization. In the end, we work in a line of business that might not work as the music industry. I mean, I can buy a book or I can do something else, but in our industry, it's different, because if I want to be successful, I have to train, I have to work out, I have to deal with all these topics that belong to sports. And I have to go to the gym. But getting to the gym is where you can work with digitization. Rainer? Tachelei is what you say in Tibet. It means every success. I wish you every success for your future career, for your life, for your projects. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. I, or actually we, because we can only do these things together. I'm so glad that we laid this cornerstone for this brand. And I can say with full conviction that this is a brand. It's the brand Klitschko. And I did this because I wanted to pass on the experience that I gathered during my life as a professional athlete to other people. I want other people to benefit from my experience, as you do with your brand, with your company. Having said that, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for having me. There is another story I'd like to tell. It's really a one-of-a-kind story. I try to find out if others experience the same. 10 years ago, you in Italy came to us and you supported us a lot. We got to know each other, and I had to go through bad times. People covered this the world over, and you really helped me out. You protected me as a true friend, so therefore I know that friendship is so important, and I know that I have a true friend in you, and hopefully I could be there for you in your darkest hours. We are friends, and we want to do something together in future. I have never taken on another shareholder before. I'm really hoping that this will work out. We have already talked about first approaches, first steps. And this is the first time that I've done this with a friend, but I love you, and therefore I want to do this with you.
Übrigens, das war die Liebe von ersten Blick, gegenseitig auch.
That was the love at first sight. It was mutual. But it's about the brand.
Marke mag fit und
The brand makes fit. No, doing something together, testimonials, as a friend, as a business partner. And sometimes it might not work. There are times when we might have difficulties, but just punch me. And or I can punch you, then you can put it on your eye to cool it. So you can use it. You can also use it now if you want to.
alles Gute für dich. Dankeschön. Vielen Dank.
Thank you.
Wir sind fast soweit,
We're
diese
almost done.
Vorstellung.
Almost.
Ich hoffe, das war inspirierend auch zu beenden.
Hopefully
Aber
this
bevor das passiert,
was an inspiring event.
erstmal bei alle Beteiligten.
But
ein großes
before
Dankeschön,
we
die hier
say
sind
goodbye, I want
und
to
auch die
thank
uns über die
everyone
Livestreaming, über die Klitschko-Kanäle
who was
anschauen.
involved, all
Vielen
the
Dank. Ich
spectators,
möchte auch ein großes
also
Dankeschön sagen
on social media.
am German
I want
Pop Orchestra.
to thank the German
Ihr
Pop
seid
Orchestra.
Spitze.
You
Und
are
jeder von
great.
euch ist wahnsinnig viel wert.
Thank you
Ihr
so
seid im wahren
much.
Sinne des
Everyone
Wortes
is
gemeinsam
tremendously
eine
valuable.
bewegende Kraft.
Together we
Vielen Dank.
are
Wir